What's up, y'all? My name is Hamasa, and welcome back to Prison Architects. Little before and after, y'all. I've spent basically all my money beautifying the prison, making it nice and pretty for all these deplorables I have in here. Hopefully you guys can notice the difference too. A lot more green in the interior sections. I could probably add some more in the exterior just before the wall. But I've also got down flooring in all of my rooms. I have kept the interior paths just as concrete, and a lot of the exterior paths I also concreted those. Sometimes I like to go with the metal graded look on the pathing in here. That's kind of dirty, but I'm just going to keep with concrete for now. We can always go back later and change it if it is necessary. I also installed a door timer to help the flow of traffic in this early area, and I've been trying to keep an eye also on the flow over here because there is the double jail door here, but I mean prisoners can come in and out of this block through this normal door into the common rooms, so I don't know if I'm necessarily going to need one over there. I'm probably not going to. But I suppose I could make it, you know what, that's what I'll do. I'll make it so that it can also control these doors, because really having a door timer for 2 doors is kind of a waste. I'm not really getting too much out of it. So I'll tweak that a little bit. We'll say any security, and we'll connect that up. So yard free time, work lockup. Doors will be open that are connected to this door timer. And all we have to do is connect like so. So we'll come down here. We'll say that door, that door, and do we want to let them? Yeah, we can let them out that way as well. You know, maybe we'll have it open for eat time too, so that they have, you know, they can run around during those times. And that way I don't need an actual staff member to come and unlock doors. It helps out with the flow a little bit and also keeps my staff doing the things that they need to do. We did just get an intake. I believe it was all just normal security. I'm just taking in whatever I can handle as far as beds and security levels every day. We first got in Paul Pierce, who I believe I've seen in here before, age 64, 12 years for blackmail. Duncan Ellison, age 29, 6 years for gross indecency. Scott Patton, age 33, 1 year for drunk and disorderly, a decent sized family as well. All these guys have been previous offenders, and Mr. Paul Pierce was trying to sneak a spoon into my prison. This isn't a spoon prison, Paul. Frank, the friendly neighborhood goblin wizard Henderson. That is a long name, Frank. The Dark Lord, Frank Henderson, amassed a great number of disciples during his life, but his children betrayed him. Ooh. And forced the Dark Lord to bring forth Judgment Day. His children were able to imprison him, but his judgment is inevitable. You will be judged, Frank, in Deplorable University. We also have Thomas Dusky Junker, age 19, 1 year for being a jerk and drunk and disorderly. He did rob a 7-Eleven with a spoon and a fork to get some of their sausage rolls. That's disgusting. Killed the clerk. Wow. And you pled to drunk disorderly? You must have been really drunk and had a good lawyer. And ate most of the sausage rolls, although not all, so, you know, you saved some for someone else. It's kind of a nice thing to do, Junker. Excuse me, sip of coffee. Has been sentenced to a diet and no meals. Okay, age 19, so starting them out young there, Dusky. And I think that was the whole crew. Yeah. So like I said, just bringing in a normal amount of prisoners every day that we can handle. Some people get bumped up because they're bad. But for the most part, they just kind of mosey about and do their thing, and then especially with these minimum guys, they end up paroling within a few in-game times. So I'm making good money on that. I'm making good money on this entire section up here, this northern section. And after now that I've done the renovating as far as my flooring and my pathing is concerned, I'm pretty much done with this upper section. And I can start thinking about buying a plot of land to the south and making the maximum security and supermax security wings of my prison. Let me fix this quick because it's bugging me. And in doing that, we're going to have a ton of fun, and I have some really good plans. It's going to be a lot of death, destruction, fighting, killing, murdering, all that good stuff. All the exciting things that these guys don't typically do a lot of. I mean, somewhat. I've had some death in the prison. Mainly the guards have been killing people, but I have that situated now. So, yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is probably the next episode, maybe two, just try and force some riots by putting everybody into somewhere like maybe the yard or even into a shower, just forcing everyone into one space for an extended period of time until they riot, and then seeing if my prison can handle a full-scale riot of the northern section. And if we can, then I can pretty much just ignore this section once we start getting to the maximum security wing. So this section up here will basically just be making me lots and lots of money and be more or less taken care of with the guards that I have and the deployment. Oh, speaking of deployments, I did fix the deployment scheduler, as you can see down here at the bottom. We've divvied off the day into a few different sections. We've got like the general sleep, we've got morning routine, delivery, shower, morning chow, yard time, a little bit of work time. We've got some more work time. Number 3 is yard time. And you can see with the deployments, I've got guards stationed in different areas depending on what time of day it is. So let's say at night I've got all these guard dogs roaming around the outside of the prison. We can actually stick a few more in there. And they're sniffing for any tunnels that might be around. And, you know, during the morning routine time, we're having a deliveries section, trying to get things before they get to the prisoners. Number 2, this is work lockup, so I've got my dogs sniffing out areas where there are lots of contraband found. So that would be, you know, over by the medical beds, the offices, again in delivery, visitation, and my cleaning cupboards. This is the places where generally things are stolen. And then in yard time, of course, we're sniffing out the yard, again with deliveries, and, you know, just trying our best to keep the contraband down, because we actually have a lot of drug addicts in this prison. And if we look at our stolen from, we can see that the drug addicts are getting most of their contraband from the infirmary. Somewhat is being smuggled in through visitations. Not really a lot. I mean, this visitation's kind of bad. But I am finding a lot of it. So, as you can see, like, let's look at this cell phone. Smuggled in, it gets traded around the prison, hidden in different places. Our supply is pretty high for narcotics. The demand is a little bit higher. The supply of luxury items is also fairly high. It's higher than I would like it to be. We've done our best to keep down on it. I could do a full shakedown and try and eliminate all of it. But time will tell. I think it's pretty efficient so far. So, I showed you guys the deployment scheduler. What else have I been working on in between episodes? The door timer, I showed you that. We have the door control system automating pretty much everything that goes on in here. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? We are more than halfway on our superior beds now, because I had a few people pass the carpentry assistant program. We're making a little bit more in our trade area, and also since more prisoners are working, they have more money to be spending on my shop. And we look at shop revenue, $15 yesterday, $15 whole dollars. But I'm also making $2,000 in exports. Those beds and the license plates are really adding up. It's fantastic. And it also helps that we've gone a day and 1/10 of a day without any incidents. I have a feeling we might be watching an incident in here, though, because this is the melting pot, the mixing pot in here, with Warren Roach being my maximum security gang member, and we have mixed in like Alex Moon, who's just a minimum guy. So, you know, bad things tend to happen when you get a mix like that. I do have patrols all over the place, so hopefully they're not going to be too naughty. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this northern section. At some point, I'm going to come back through when I have the infrastructure built down south, and I'm going to make this my protected custody wing. So protective custody, about 10 cells, and they have a yard, a shower, and they can eat in the canteen with the minimum security guys who generally don't try and mess with them. They're fairly nice people, usually, not always, but most of the time they behave themselves. And then these cells here are going to be my death row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 death row guys. Probably keep this visitation. The common room, I might keep that as a common room too, but the storage area is going to be turned into my execution chamber. So, unfortunately, or fortunately for these guys, we will be executing whenever possible. And but that's still kind of a far ways out. We still have to get a lot more built in here before we can start thinking about that. But yeah, I think we're all caught up now. Hope you guys have enjoyed this very, very boring episode, and hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. The next few, I promise, will be more fun. Like I said, we're gonna start some riots in the prison. But yeah, let me know, guys, in the comments what you're thinking. If you have any suggestions, thoughts, tips, ideas. And of course, if you are enjoying the series or anything else on my channel, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. But until next time, we'll catch you right back here on Prison Architect.